Okay, hey guys. Oh wait, no, wait. Let me go back to my intro. Sup, chuckle fucks. Sorry about that. But let me say something before I go on. So yeah, sup, chuckle fucks. It's your boy Dark Raccoon here with What If Issei was a mysterious vice captain, or not vice captain, vice commander. Yeah, vice. Yeah. What's the command? You know what? Never mind. But pretty much he is going to join with the Black Dragons. Not the point, blah blah blah. Let me begin to what if I'm not gonna go spoil it off. Yeah, blah blah blah. Now let me mention something. I didn't really rewatch any videos yesterday. Well, I could have. I was just extremely lazy and I didn't care that much. But of course, I am going to rewatch something else later, but not right now. I could have done it probably during school, but the problem is during school there was a tornado warning. Mostly, not it was not an actual what's it called practice or anything. It was an actual warning. It was basically tornado season for where I live, and there was like 5 different tornadoes in like 5 different cities or towns or whatever. And of course, the weather was pretty damn bad. I was worried for my car. Holy shit, that insurance would be a pain in the ass. But yeah. But not the point. Let me begin into this. What if? Let me shut the fuck up. But yeah. Luckily, nothing happened. It was a relief. Motherfucker, I hate that one person in my class literally saying, "Oh, the storm's incoming." Fucking jinx it, you motherfucker. But nah, I don't really hate him. But yeah, it was a joke. I was like, oh well, fuck. Never mind. Let me just begin into this what if. Let me shut the fuck up. And yeah. So, we begin into mostly Rias and the others kind of being with Issei, and of course Raffle kind of talking to her mother. So, we kind of begin into that situation. So, yeah, let me begin this what if. So, we go into mostly Raffle kind of talking to our mother, and of course our mother kind of telling Issei to get really along with her daughter. But yeah. So, of course, well, as I also mentioned, I was just eating a chocolate. Yeah, I kind of went to the store. I saw that everything for like Easter was like 75% off. I got like 10 boxes at least. Yeah, I was about to lie. Now I had like 10 boxes of chocolate. Yeah, just they were all cheap as fuck. So I was like, I'll fucking buy it. I'm hungry for chocolate. Not the point. Let me begin back into this weather. Sorry about that. I'm rambling now. But we go into mostly Raphael's mother telling Issei to get really close with her daughter. This is where, well, very close. Extremely close. Very, very, very. This is where, well, Raphael says, "Mom, stop being, no." This is where, well, we go into mostly Raphael's mother, like, leaving after Raphael kind of saying bye and other stuff, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into mostly Issei just smiling, switch up in a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, Rhea said, Issei. This is where, well, or mostly she was leaving. This is where Issei kind of said, President, where do you... This is where, well, mostly Rhea said, Issei, will you protect Asia? This is where Issei says, yeah. This is where, well, basically kind of went to similar original canon. And this is where, well, when Rhea's kind of asked Issei to know if he will protect her. This is where, well, Issei said, yeah, of course, President. This is where, well, she got angry, insulted, and of course, this is where she said, you stupid fucking baka. This is where, well, mostly Issei was shocked, confused, and kind of annoyed a little bit, but of course, just mostly shocked. This is where, well, he was confused. This is where he decides to use his spoken ability where he can read minds somewhat. I forgot the technique's name. But of course, he uses that. But this is where, well, he kind of hears like everyone's thoughts. Mostly, Rhea says, you stupid fucking moron. Why did I ever reincarnate you into a devil? Damn it. Why is there so much more of a better lover now? Why did I break the marriage? This is where, well, mostly the others are saying, you damn idiot, you moron. This is where, well, he's hearing from every other girl that's in there. And this is where, well, Issei is pretty shocked and dumbfounded. And this is where, well, Issei says, President, what did you... This is where, well, Reese decides to just snap. I should have never revived you. I should have just let Rainer kill you off. the second time. Why am I an idiot? You're such a moron, stupid. This is where, she's just letting all her frustration towards Issei. And this is where, Issei is just dumbfounded. This is where Issei's eyes are shadowed. Well, mostly his eyes are shadowed by his hair. And this is where, Issei just chuckles a little bit and says, so, really? So he would have let Rainer kill me the second time? This is where, Ria right now realized what she just said, and this is where she covered her mouth, and everyone, like, whined their eyes. This is where, Issei said, I should have known. This is where, Ria said, this is where Issei right now slaps her hand away, and this is where Issei's eyes are right now in fury and anger and annoyment. This is where Issei just walks past and says, fuck off. This is where, Issei just, like, leaves. This is where everyone is just dumbfounded and shocked. Even what's called, Ross Awise, and also Raffle, even though they didn't really say anything, they were just there, just shocked to see Issei much more angry and annoyed than ever. But yeah, this is where, we go into Issei just walking away. Right now, kind of getting angry and annoyed. And this is where, he's grabbing his like hair in frustration and annoyment. This is where Drake tried to calm him down. But of course, he's not getting through Issei's like mind. This is where Issei punches a wall and indenting it. This time, he's not using his demonic strength. That was just his human strength entirely. This is where he didn't care about punching the freaking wall at all. This is where, he started walking away in numb and pain. This is where, he pulls out his phone. This is where he was about to just hear music because he just wants the pain to go away. The song he was going to, like, decide to kind of pull out. Mostly the song is called, okay, so the song is called The Part That Hurts the Most Is Me. Of course, this is where it's made by the 1,000-Foot Crutch? Whatever, however you say. But this is where, he was about to pull out the song until he noticed his notifications and the message popped out. This is where, he kind of decides to check on the message, and of course what he sees is something quite unusual, something that he hasn't seen someone for a couple of years. It's mostly a kind of text saying, hello. Well, mostly it says, yo, how you doing? This is where, right now, Issei widened his eyes and then realized, why was he like this most of the time? This is where, he then kind of just texts back saying, hey, can we meet up? This is where, mostly Issei seems a little bit desperate and quite anxious. Anxious to kind of meet this person. This is where, the person says, of course. What do you think, dummy? I'm gonna meet you up. So, where you wanna meet? This is where, Issei said, somewhere at the edge of Tokyo. Or mostly, where exactly are you at anyway? This is where he kind of sent back a text. This is where, the person said, well, I can meet you up. Yeah, I'm in Tokyo, but I was thinking of going to that place that's called Kuo, isn't it? I'm already on the train and going to Kuo, but yeah. This is where, mostly Issei smiles a little bit gently and says, sure, let's meet up at a cafe. I'll send you the text and message of where to meet up. This is where, Issei seems a little bit kind of sloppy in texting because he's right now too sad and in pain, and right now everything is hurting his body. This is where, all the emotions is kind of suffering him, mostly suffocating him, but yeah. This is where, the person says, sure, you know your text really sucked. Are you drunk or something? This is where, Issei decides to ignore that and just kind of go on and say, yeah, I will send you the location. This is where, Issei goes to a cafe that no one really, like, visits that much. Because, the cafe isn't that great looking from the outside, but from the inside it's, like, fucking, like, 5 stars best. But, yeah. This is where, Issei already sent the text. This is where, when he's just waiting there for, like, 20 minutes, this is where, he's kind of just looking at his phone, kind of hearing music. Of course, having both earbuds and hearing music. Of course, he's shaking a lot. This is where when someone actually went up to him to ask him if he's okay. This is where, like, an old man that kind of runs the cafe. This is where, he says, of course I'm okay. Just a little nervous, and I guess you can say that I had a major discovery breakup, I guess. Even though I wasn't dating. This is where, well, the old man said, do you want to talk about it? He says, no, not really. This is where, well, the old man says, I'm always here, kid, if you all want to talk about it. The old man walks back towards the register, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei is just shaking a lot. He's hearing music, and the song now he's hearing is called. So the song he's hearing next is called Ultra Numb, and of course it's made by Blue, however you say that, next day, but whatever. It's Stahi, I don't know how to say, fuck it. I don't care, I'll just spell it out for you guys. If you want to go search it up, but not the point. This is where, well, he's hearing the song, and this is where, well, his eyes are kind of dullish as hell. Instead of being like bright golden kind of color of eyes, they're kind of very dullish. This is where, well, Drake has been trying to call out to him, but of course Issei's music is drowning him out. This is where, well, Issei felt like he got tapped on the shoulders, but he didn't turn around. He just kept looking at his phone. Of course, even though it's kind of turned off, but music is still playing, but yeah. This is where, well, someone still tapped on his shoulders. This is where Issei didn't answer until this is where, well, he didn't feel like he got kind of like stabbed by a fingernail in the neck. This is where, well, Issei kind of shot up and kind of looked towards him. Well, mostly towards the back of him, and sees kind of a girl with, well, mostly. So of course, where, well, he kind of sees a girl with kind of this longish, kind of medium short orange hair. Well, not short, it's kind of medium. But this is where, well, she kind of has like orangey eyes. This is where, well, she kind of has tannish skin, but yeah. Tannish skin. This is where, well, she does have, what's it called, a uniform on. This is where, well, it's a uniform that's black, but with long sleeves, but yeah. This is where, well, she also is wearing a skirt with long kind of white socks, or kind of like, kind of messy, not that straight and other things. And this is where she's wearing black kind of dress shoes. This is where, well, she kind of just poked him in like the cheek and says, yo, how you doing, Issei-kun? This is where, well, Issei grins a little bit, but with a very unfragile kind of state a little bit, which he kind of noticed. This is where, well, he says, hello, Yusin, or Yusa, wait, yeah. He says, hello there, Yusa, This is where, well, she noticed real quick on what's happening towards Issei. This is where Yusa says, did you have some kind of breakup or something? Or did someone tell you about, like, your dog died? Because I know that isn't the same Issei that I know. Actually, the Issei that I would know, if he ever had a breakup, would care damn less. This is where, well, we'll see Issei looks at her with such a little grin on his face. And this is where, well, Issei says, and how will you know that the Issei that you used to know isn't already fragile or something? Are you kidding me? You are next with what they call my brother half the time. You are basically one of the strongest members in his fucking gang half the damn time. I refuse to believe that you became so soft and so weak in only 1 year. 1 year without us most of the time. Or did you really just miss me that much and you became so weak without me? This is where she kind of points at herself. This is where Issei chuckles and says, I guess maybe that's the answer. Maybe I just miss you not being with me in my bed. This is where her face becomes all red. And this is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, I'm just kidding, just kidding. This is where, well, mostly she was about to punch him in the face, but this is where Issei kind of chuckles and says, I'm just kidding. Nah, I just found out some news that it's kind of sketchy as fuck most of the time. It's just some stupid news that it really sucks. Life sucks a lot. This is where, well, mostly she decides to keep poking him on the cheek and saying, then tell me. You can tell me anything. This is where, well, Issei looks at her with such a little small grin and says, really, anything? This is where she nods. This is where Issei says, so you wouldn't mind being in my bed, right? This is where, well, she slaps the shit out of him and saying, I meant anything like you're sad about. Not that, you idiot. This is where, well, she kind of is sad. This is where, well, he kind of felt the slap, but didn't really cry it out in pain or anything. He still had his face being red a little bit. But this is where, well, Issei chuckles a little bit, saying, I kind of heard it. This is where she says, oh, sorry, asshole. This is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, sorry about that. I couldn't resist. I'll tell you, I just, this is where, well, an ice pack was thrown on his table by the old man saying, you're gonna have to need that because that slap is pretty. That kind of face of yours is pretty red from your kind of girlfriend or something. This is where he says, you're gonna need that ice for the slap that you just got from your girlfriend. This is where Yusaha and even Issei says, she's not my... This is where they stop in an instant. This is where, well, Issei and Yusaha looks into their eyes and just blushes a little bit. This is where she noticed his eyes being a little dullish. And this is where, well, mostly Issei says, you know what, it was kind of a mistake for me to kind of talk to you like this in this stage. I'll see you. This is where she grabs his hand and says, no. You're gonna tell me everything you know. What happened to you in 1 year? Because when I last met you, you weren't as dead. So you're telling me everything. No buts, no nothing. This is where she said with such a very furious kind of look. And this is where, well, Issei grins and says, really? Fine, I'll tell you. Let's just get a motel. And no, I'm not trying to get you really into my bed. This is where she still blushes a little bit furious. But this is where, well, she then says, fine. This is where, well, they kind of just talk in a motel. And this is where, well, she was furious. No, she was beyond furious. Well, all the information she heard, she found out that Issei is a devil because Issei didn't really care about the supernatural being spilled. And this is where, well, she already knew somewhat a little bit about the supernatural of this person. And this is where, well, she was just angry, furious, annoyed. Such a dumb bitch. This is where she screams out, really just said that to you? Why didn't you just punch her fucking face in? Why didn't you just fucking decide to break her teeth? Her pretty little... If I was there, I would have fucking smashed her teeth in. This is where, well, mostly Issei seems surprised. Wow, you became much more ruthless. So does your brother, like, tell you this stuff, or what the hell? This is where, well, she realized what she just said, and this is where she blushed in an instant, saying, no, you idiot. I'm just worried about you. You've been my friend for a while, and more than that. This is where, well, mostly Issei nodded, and this is where Issei kind of decides to hug her. This is where Issei said, we were about to get very close with each other before that incident with my parents kind of deciding to move away from Tokyo and go into Kuo. How about this? Let's just restart a relationship and let's just become boyfriend and girlfriend. This is where Issei became very smooth at talking, but of course he's still stuttery. This is where, well, mostly she seems to blush a lot, and this is where, well, she then looks up and say, fine, how about that? Like, yeah, let's just do that. I don't really have anyone seeing or anyone, because every guy I met can't really compare to the strength of my brother beating the shit out of them because he wants to find the perfect person. So yeah, how about that? You're the only one who actually can keep up with my brother's strength and can be the only one to actually, well, be able to rival him. So I guess this would be the only chance to ever have someone cute half the time. This is where she kind of said that out loud, and this is where she realized what she just said, and she just covered her mouth and say, This is where Issei chuckles and says, then let's go see your brother. This is where, well, he sighs and just says, then let's go see your brother. I want to know how, what's it called, mostly. This is where, well, he says, I wonder how Taiju's doing. I wonder if he's still... This is where, well, he says, I wonder if he's still the, what's it called, Black Dragon leader. Well, the 10th generation leader. This is where, well, mostly the girl kind of nodded and says, he still is. And, well, or, well, not 10th, what's it called? 10th leader or any of that. Well, Issei doesn't know about that. This is where, well, he kind of just says, I wonder if he's still in school or did he just drop out because of everyone pissing him off and annoying him. This is where, well, Yuzu says, well, you can somewhat say that. Well, someone like that. He has actually kind of been waiting for you most of the time if you ever did come back to Tokyo. He's kind of wanting you to be in a position with him. This is where, well, he says, that sounds pretty, I'm not into that. This is where, well, he used to say, no, not like that. I can't really explain it, and it's mostly a surprise. But yeah, let's just go to Tokyo, okay, asshole? This is where, well, mostly Yuzu seems to be very red and blushing. This is where, well, Issei smiles and says, then let's go. And this is where, well, Issei they kind of grab her hand. And of course they're walking to the train and decide to go to, well, mostly Tokyo. Now, one thing's for sure, everyone is kind of depressed, and of course, Russell White did kind of like try to call Azo, and even leave a voicemail and trying to get on hold on to him. But of course, it worked well. Well, see, he's not at his office or whatever the hell he's doing. He's probably fucking around. This is where we go into mostly about a couple days passing by. Now it's been kind of like a week since Issei has been last seen, and of course it worked well. Rias has felt really bad, but of course she's crying more because, well, Issei didn't really confess to her. This is where, well, we go into mostly Monday. Issei came back to school, but his hair's a little bit different. It's now like a darkish brown with purplish kind of highlights. This is where, well, Issei is walking around the school without a care in the world, and of course he's wearing the uniform of the stuff. But this is where, well, he seems to have an uncaring look. And this is where, well, he also kind of has a small grin if people can see it, but mostly it vanishes half the time. This is where when Issei is in his homeroom classroom, the teacher kind of does call upon Issei's name, but wondering he's probably not here. This is where, well, he does call upon Issei's name, and this is where he's waiting, and this is where he says, okay, time to mark. This is where, well, he then hears, here, what the hell you gonna do? Wow, that was the most shortest count I ever heard. Were you just gonna mark me absent? I hate this school so much. This is where everyone is shocked to see Issei sitting on his table, having a little bit of purple highlights, like dark purple highlights. And this is where, well, his eyes are a little bit different. Just a little bit. Actually, no, they're completely different. They're actually well, not complete different. They're kind of a darker gold than normal. This is where, well, the guys kind of get up because they say, huh? Wait, you're actually here? Then we can kick your ass because you made Rias, Senpai sadden. This is where Issei says, huh? The hell do you mean make her sad? What the hell did I ever do? I don't know, you pervert. You probably did something to her. This is where the girls are kind of staying quiet, but they would get up, but the guys are right now kind of confronting Issei. Issei said, huh? Did I make her sad? And what do you want to do if I did make her sad? This is where, well, they said, we're going to kick your ass. There's like 5 people getting up. They're pretty big. Issei gets up and is like, kick my ass. Good question. Not good question. Funny joke. I don't care. Issei appears right in front of one of the, guys, and right now sent a left fist hook. Well, mostly a left hook right into this guy's teeth, smashing him to the ground. Issei said, and if you want to fight, I can always kick your ass. I wouldn't mind crushing your teeth in, smashing your voice box in, and also smashing your damn legs, you fucking pricks. I wouldn't mind killing you. So if you're prepared to die, let's see if you actually prepare. This is where the teacher is quiet as hell, because when he sees the leftover 4 guys fighting Issei, they're literally on the ground, bleeding from their mouth, throat, and even one of them has their fucking leg twisted the wrong way because Issei didn't give a damn. This is where Issei says, who wants to fight me next? I don't give a damn if you're a girl or a guy. I'll beat the shit out of you right now. Who wants to fight me? This is where, well, everyone stays quiet as hell. This is where, well, one person does manage to get up, and it's none other than Catherine. This is where she has her Kendo sword, and this is where she says, then I guess I'll be the one to fight you. You bastard. You did something to Rias. Because if you didn't, then you would have just let those guys beat you up. This is where, well, he said, and who the hell has made that stupid fucking rule? And if you want to fight so damn much, then I'll just break your teeth in. This is where, well, Catherine was about to, swing her, well, not swing her, kind of Kendo sword. Well, actually was about to get punched by Issei if it wasn't for Sanji to block the punch. This is where, well, Sanji says, Hiyori, you need to stop this. If you didn't stop that punch, you would have hurt Catherine-san here. This is where Catherine was almost close to getting an absolute punch by Issei. Issei didn't care. He had a murderous look towards Sanji and even Catherine. This is where Issei takes his fist back out of Sanji's hand. And this is where Issei says, piss off, you fucking blonde hair. I don't give a damn if I have to fight you. Just to beat the shit out of anyone I don't like. Which I don't like you. I don't like anyone here. So fuck off. This is where Issei just kind of pushes him out of the way and kind of just walks through a door like, damn, well, giving a damn and a care in the world. This is where Sanji is just confused with what's it called, Issei's attitude, but he doesn't know what to do. This is where, well, Sanji says, well, all of you go back to class. I will talk to Hyodo-san. Okay? This is where Sanji kind of walks off and, well, runs off and tries to find Issei. This is where Issei is already pissed enough. This is where he punches multiple lockers without a care in the world, kind of breaking them and kind of opening them. This is where, well, when he kind of did that, problem is, when he did that, he kind of found a bunch of money in some of the lockers, which he just took in it. He didn't care. He was taking money left and right, pocket change that some people just left in their lockers, and he didn't care. This is where, well, he was actually stopped in the act of actually stealing someone's money, because it was actually these gangsters' lockers, and this is where, well, they're kind of from the school, and this is where they say, hey, wait, aren't you that fucking pervert? One of the 3 infamous perverts? Yeah, we know who you are. You taking our money? What the hell are you? You little brat. You're gonna have to pay up for all the money you took in. This is where, well, Issei looks at them with a savage grin. This is where he says, pay? Oh, sorry, I didn't get that much money. Your worthless lives didn't have that much money in that lockers. So I would just have to take your lives. This is where, well, one guy says, huh? Are you talking back to the... This is where he gets his face right now smashed into the locker right of care in the world by Issei's fist. This is where, well, the guy knocked out. This is where, well, the others all get on guard. The boss right now sees Issei with a murderous intent that he has around him. This is where Issei is laughing, saying, I guess I have to beat the fucking brakes off of all you weaklings. This is where, well, they decide to rush at Issei. They're like, ah! They were all screaming. And this is where, well, Sanji heard the screaming and kind of rushed. But this is where someone was right next to him. And it was none other than Momo, a girl with white hair, kind of snowy white hair and kind of greenish eyes. This is where, well, she kind of says, did you hear that scream? This is where, well, Sanji says, yeah. And it could be something problem with Issei. Well, mostly the, what's it called, Issei problem, doing something crazy. This is where, well, Momo questions says, you mean Hyodo? What? Wait, he came back? Yeah. And there's a small little problem in class 1A where there's 5 dudes right now on the ground, really badly hurt. I think some of the girls might have taken to the, what's it called, nurse office. But Issei is quite the violent person right now. What do you mean? I don't know how to much explain it, but he is not the same person. Well, he's not the same pervert like me, or mostly, not pervert, mostly the same type of person like last time. This is where, well, the, what's it called, mostly, not so, mostly, Momo says, okay, then let's just go over there and try to stop whatever he's going to do. This is where when they turn a corner, they kind of just see 5, well, not 5 gangster, like all of the gangster leaders, or in total, well, what's it called, 1 gangster leader and a total of like 11 minions, all on the ground, all bloody up. And this is where the gangster leader, no, he wasn't bloody up. He was fucked up because he's literally getting his face right now smashed in by Issei punching him over and over. This is where Issei says, huh? Didn't you say you were gonna kill me? How about I kill you, bastard? This is where he keeps punching the shit of him multiple times, getting more blood on his fist and blood on his face, punching him over and over, not caring too damn much if he has to kill. So they call it this kind of pathetic gangster leader. And when, what's it called, Momo and Sanji sees this, Sanji right now rushes towards Issei, trying to restrain him and say, what are you doing, Issei? Stop this! You're gonna kill him! Issei says, I don't care if I kill him. A pathetic weakling. Right now, what's it called, saying that he's a gangster, making the gangster name such a pathetic name. If this guy wasn't even strong enough to fight me. This is where Issei managed to free himself. Once he freed his like left hand from Sanji and punching this guy again in the face. This is where Issei raises his hand again, but this is where, well, magic actually stops him in an instant, and it was none other by Momo. Momo is somewhat of a bishop. This is where she says, Sanji, do something! This is where, well, I'm trying to freeze him. This is where Issei didn't care about getting frozen again, and just punches this guy again without a care in the world. Momo is trying to freeze Issei, but Issei doesn't care. He keeps just beating the shit out of, what's it called, this gangster. This guy is almost close to death. This is where, well, his hand was twitching, but this is where it's kind of stopped twitching after a while. This is where, well, Sanji grabbed Issei from the neck and then grabbed his can. But of course, he feels like he's getting overpowered by, well, mostly Issei's strength. This is where Issei says, let go of me, you bastard. This is where, well, Sanji says, no, I won't let go of you. Damn it, Issei. What are you doing? Aren't you afraid that if you kill this person, you go to Jubi? Issei says, I don't care. This is where, well, Issei was about to try to punch this guy last time. But this is where, well, what's it called? Some people managed to get towards the hallway and see the horrified sight. Issei is right now on top of this gangster trying to punch him. And of course, Sanji is trying to hold him back. This is where Sanji kind of asked for some help from, well, mostly these people. And it was none other from the other council members. This is where, well, mostly when the other council member sees this, even Sona was there, and she was horrified in what Issei was doing. He didn't care, his eyes were in a murderous gaze. All he wanted to do was kill this guy. This is where, well, Issei also has some money on his, pockets, which he just kind of stolen, but don't worry about that. This is where, well, mostly one of the, rooks from, Sona rushes straight towards Issei, punching him in the face so hard, but this is where Issei right now sends a murderous gaze, and this is where Issei uses his head to smash it into the rook and say, fuck off! This is where, well, mostly the rook was pushed back, and this is where she gets her head and right now feeling like there's blood coming off, which there is some blood coming off. This is where, well, she feels like she just got hit by a cement fucking pavement or something. Or got smashed into a cement pavement. This is where, well, if she was still human, but yeah. But she's a devil right now. This is where, well, mostly Sanji say, stop this, Issei. If you don't stop, you will be executed. Well, you won't be executed, you will be punished by Ria's Creamery. This is where, well, Issei says, that bitch. This is where, well, Issei kind of said quietly, and he's just stopped from actually trying to beat the shit out of the gangster anymore. But Sanji's confused with, what's it called? Issei's kind of anger towards Rias a little bit, because he heard that bitch. And this is where he just froze, and then, well, he just stopped trying to beat the shit out of that guy, and his strength was loosened down. This is where, well, Sona kind of tell Issei to get to her office now, because she's very, upset with Issei and how he just did everything so violently. Violently. Ugh, sorry, I can't talk. This is where, well, they kind of managed to get, Issei into the office of, Sona. And this is where, well, Sona kind of is glaring holes into Issei's head, if she could. But this is where Issei is kind of having his gaze upon Sona, being emotionless. This is where, well, Sona tried to question in why Issei did this today in this actions of his. Issei just kind of gave a unsure kind of cause. He mostly said because he felt like it. He felt like beating the shit out of someone trying to kill them. So yeah. This is where Sona was surprised to find out that Issei had no remorse into what he just did. This is where, well, Sanji is actually very confused and very, right now, nervous for some reason. This is where, well, Issei's ears for some reason already picked up something, but this is where he's looked calm. This is where he then had a little small grin and says, why I did this is because I wanted revenge. I wanted to make them feel pain. This is where Sona seems surprised after hearing that response. This is where she says, but why? Why would you try to kill them? That is making them feel pain, but still, that's a horrible thing to do, Issei, or mostly Hyodo. This is where Issei has a small grin and says, I just don't care about people no more. Why protect them? Why even care about protecting them? They're all below, well, mostly me. I don't care about people that are below me. I don't care about protecting them. The only people I care about protecting is me and, well, this is where, well, before Issei continues talking, we go into a PvP of mostly the door of the school kind of busting through. And this is where, well, mostly it's during what's called, mostly people kind of going to class and seeing the gangster massacre. But this is where, well, someone walks through, of course, a girl with kind of, mostly medium short hair, kind of being orange. orangey eyes and wearing a different uniform of some different school. And a guy, well, mostly behind her, that is wearing mostly the school uniform similar to hers, but has what's called saggy black pants, or not even saggy black pants. No, he's wearing a red coat, and of course, this is where the red coat does kind of go all the way down towards his like feet. That he's wearing like black boots, and this is where he has blue and white silver hair, and has yellow eyes that look to be like a kind of slick a little bit. This is where when the guys kind of see the girl, they say, "Whoa, she's looking so damn fine. Do you think we can get her number?" This is where the girl kind of seems disgusted and has a very disgusted look in her face. But there's also someone next to her, I should mention. There's a girl with kind of, well, there seems to be another girl next to her, but this girl kind of has the same uniform similar to the other one. Of course, well, she does have what they call like this, like dark blue hair with light blue hair. Of course, in braids, but pretty long. They're kind of near her, kind of like mostly stomach, that go down all the way down to her stomach. Well, one in front of her and another one behind her. But yeah, this is where, well, she is kind of walking next towards her kind of friend. And this is where, well, the guy behind, well, both of them are kind of just looking at the guys who is keep kind of talking about, well, mostly his two little sisters in such perverted ways. That's where, well, the guy couldn't resist and not beating the shit of all of them, which he did. He bows through them, like, mostly, he just like bows those through a lot of people, just beating the shit out of him, even close to death. This is where one punch has managed to knock people out. This is where, well, he was just having this psycho grin and saying, "If you people dare talk about my little sisters again, I'll break all of you into 2,000,000 pieces." This is where, well, mostly both of the girls just sweat up, and of course there was a guy behind him, of course, having kind of short blue hair, of course having a cut in it. He's not wearing the same uniform as what they call the two girls, or even what they call the other guy, but of course he was wearing a uniform that was black and it said mostly Tokyo Manji, or mostly Toma. But yeah, this is where, well, the person says, "Brother, don't you think this is a little too rough on people to do?" This is where, well, the other said, well, mostly the older one says, "Hakai, don't you think it's a little too nice for you not to protect your sisters? Jesus Christ, you should just be able to protect them. Do you not hear such perverted fucking nature of these weaklings? Doesn't it get your blood boiling of these idiots talking about them?" This is where someone says, mostly a girl in the front of them says, "Yeah, it does get our blood boiling, but it doesn't make us want to just kill them." Well, mostly they look at this older person. This is where, the older man says, chuckles and says, "Whatever, let's just get towards where mostly my new third in command would be at, or mostly first in command." We're not even first, 0 in command. This is where, well, we go into mostly the kind of office being busted through open, and of course the guy with kind of a red coat and black boots, when he is wearing red kind of pants that are kind of loose, but you can't barely see them. This is where, well, he busts through and says, "Hey, Issei, it's been a while." Actually, it hasn't even been that damn long since we saw each other. This is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, "Hello there." This is where, well, he then says, "Well, hello there, Taiju Shiba." This is where, well, we'll see the person chuckles and laughs. And this is where he throws a purple coat towards Issei, which Issei managed to catch. And this is where, well, he then kind of takes off his school uniform, like his coat and other things, just drops it down to the ground. And this is where he puts on the coat. This is where, well, his red t-shirt wasn't red, it was actually black. It wasn't red this time, it was just black. This is where, well, it was in a v-neck, and they saw a tattoo kind of near his neck for a second. Mostly, yeah, in the back of his neck. But of course, this is where it was covered up by the coat, the purple coat, that had a symbol of BD in the back. And of course, this is where, well, this is where, oh, he says, "Well, then let's go, Taiju, if this is all you decide to bring me." Is that the, well, thanks I should get from my what's it called, vice commander? This is where, well, the 0 Division himself. This is where, well, he said chuckles says, "Of course not. I do thank you. And for that, I'm going to have to get both of your sisters, well, into my, how should I say, fun with them, so we can actually become true brothers." This is where, well, he chuckles and laughs and says, "Ha! I would love to see you do that. Because if we do become true brothers, then you don't need your fucking stupid family to ever get involved with our life. Ever again, or mostly your life. Besides, it was a stupid idea for your parents to do something stupid like that last time. And if you want, I could always kill them for you. This is where Issei says, I'd love to do that, but for right now, I don't think it's a good idea to do something like that. This is where, well, Issei kind of puts on the purple coat and is walking out with the guy next to him. Like, the guy, well, mostly the red coat guy, seems to be really taller, kind of a little bit taller than Issei. But of course, where, well, they're walking out until Sanji tried to block the way. And this is where, well, Issei says, move out of the way, blonde hair boy, before we both punch you into the next world. This is where Sanji says, I can't let you leave. Issei, you're still under investigation. If you do not want to get suspended or kicked out of the school, just sit down. And this is where he says, I don't care if I get kicked out of the school. Actually, how about this? I'll drop out of this school. I already have the paper signed and other stuff. The only reason why I came to the school was to cause a big mess. And before I leave my marking out of the school. Now fuck off my way! This is where both of the called Taiju and also Issei send a right hook and left hook into Sanji's face. Right now, sending him out of the way. Smashing him into lockers. This is where he's knocked out cold. This is where, well, Taiju grins and says, that's always a mean right hook, don't you think, Issei? This is where, well, Issei says, I can't really complain with your left mean hook. Don't you think, Taiju? This is where they both smile and decide to walk out. This is where, well, they both kind of get out, and this is where, well, mostly Issei sees, as it called, his two kind of lovely girlfriends that are kind of just looking at him with blushing looks. And of course, they kind of go up to him and hug him and say, you're finally in the gang. Well, you are going to be a part of our family, mostly Taiju said, kind of coughing into it as I can. And this is where all three of their faces becomes a little bit red. This is where, well, knowing what that actually means, this is where, well, mostly the other guy, who is kind of named Hakai, kind of just looks at this and says, I don't need to hear about this. This is where he covers both of his ears and kind of just walked out of the school. This is where Hakai says, just remember, what's it called, Taiju, not to get involved with what's it called, Toman, or try to even attack us. We won't attack you or destroy the gang. This is where, well, Taiju says, yeah, you can just leave, Hakai. You're just going to know that you will have another older brother with you. This is where, well, Hakai says, I don't need to know about this. I don't care. He's going back to Tokyo. This is where he gets on his motorcycle and just drives away, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei said, how will we get back to Tokyo? Actually, I do need some supplies for my house. This is where Hakai says, or not Hakai, mostly Taiju says, don't worry. There'll be some, what's it called, other Black Dragon members going towards your house. We just have to send the location. And of course to get some supplies. And we do know about your little stupid problem with the devils. Besides, we did help you get rid of those damn evil pieces from your body now. Yeah, that is true. I'm now 50% dragon instead of being a whopping 50% demon or whatever. Exactly. What's better, being a dragon or being a demon? Because I would say it's better being a demon. Or I mean, not demon, a dragon. Because this is where he activates his own sacred gear. Mostly Taiju just have his own sacred gear. And it's called the Black Dragon of Annihilation. This is where, well, Taiju says it's better being a dragon. This is where, well, it's mostly he summons out like a gauntlet, similar to that of the Red Dragon Gauntlet. But of course, it's black, like the metal is black, and this is where it has red gems. This is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, that is true. This is where, well, he summons out the boosted gear and summons out wings from behind him. This is where the wings that he summons out are black wings. But of course, mostly black metallic wings that just sends out purple energy from behind him. Issei says, that is true. It's better being a dragon. This is where, well, mostly what's it called? Taiju says, exactly. Well, you want to ride the motorcycle that my sisters brought you, or do you want to just use your wings? This is where Issei said, I'll ride the motorcycle. This is where, well, Issei gets on the motorcycle, and this is where who gets on behind him is none other than what's it called? Yuzan? Oh. mostly Yusuha. And of course, this is where, well, her twin sister managed to squeeze in, but yeah. This is where, well, just behind her other sister, and her name is, what's it called? So the other one is named Ruka, and this is where, well, or, yeah, Ruka. And this is where, well, she kind of is like next to her sister, but yeah, and this is where they kind of ride off towards Issei's house, or mostly his old house, because he hasn't been there for a week. And this is where, well, when Issei gets towards his house, he kind of just stops the motorcycle from rumbling anymore. And this is where, well, the motorcycle that he's driving is a pretty new one, and it's pretty fixed up by him because he kind of learned pretty fast on how to fix motorcycle and other stuff. And this is where, well, because he is in the biker gang, but yeah, because the Black Dragon is considered, what's it called, biker gang, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of walks in. Of course, where not Takamichi, mostly Taiju did kind of follow along because, well, he didn't really have anything else to do back in Tokyo, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly they kind of walk through the door, and this is where, well, he sees his family, or mostly his mom and dad, eating. And this is where, well, when both of his parents kind of looked up and says, Issei, is that you? Issei's hair is kind of like put into one side, mostly just put into one side. Or it's mostly kind of like, well, yeah, it's kind of normal, but it's a little bit darker with purple and kind of dark brown. This is where, well, he says, yeah, it is. This is where he kind of whips his hair a little bit to one side, just to see both of his parents with both of his eyes. And this is where, well, he says, I'm going to my room and I'm getting some stuff. This is where, well, mostly his parents noticed, was it called, two girls behind, was it called Issei, and just having kind of harsh in their eyes and just kind of waiting to, well, mostly they're behind Issei, and of course just following him. This is where they look behind the two girls. They see a guy with blue hair and of course silver hair, and his eyes are yellow, slick, and glaring at both of them. Both of them wind their eyes and say, Taiju, what are you doing here? Taiju says, what do you think I'm doing here? I'm here for my brother-in-law to kind of, well, get his supplies and other stuff before living with me. It's not like you're gonna need him, are you? This is where, well, they glare at Taiju because they know about Taiju and his incident. That's why they moved from what's it called Tokyo, is because of Taiju and his violent nature. He killed a homeowner just because mostly they decided to, what's it called, mostly Taiju kind of killed him because they kind of did fucked around, or mostly kind of almost hit Issei with a car. And that did kind of piss him off, but yeah. And they didn't really want to be kind of caused with a murder. So of course that's why his parents left, or mostly Issei's parents left. This is where, well, both of them say, so if you don't get out, we'll call the cops. Taiju scoffs and says, oh please, what the cops are gonna do? They aren't gonna get here any time faster in like 15 minutes or any of that. And I have enough time to kill you, bastards. This is where, well, they kind of look at Taiju, and of course Taiju has a sinister grin and saying, so fuck off. This is where, well, mostly Issei is getting towards his room, but this is where he hears, as it called, mostly, well, hears something, but then he sees a sign that says, no Issei, no Issei, no Red Dragon Emperor allowed. This is where, well, Issei said, that's odd. I wonder why it says that. This is where, well, Issei didn't care. He was about to smash his, what's it called? Well, about to, like, open his door. Until, what's it called? He hears kind of moaning. This is where, well, the two girls behind him hears it, and right now wind their eyes and say, what is happening? This is where, well, Issei says, I would love to know what the fuck is happening. Whatever. I feel like she was cheating on me, that little fucking whore. This is where, well, Issei didn't give a damn. And of course, before he was about to kick the door down, this is where, well, behind him, he kind of sees, well, someone says, Big brother, is that you? This is where, well, someone's kind of got out of their room. And it's none other than Gasper. This is where, well, Issei turns around and says, Gasper, where are the other girls? This is where, well, Issei has this menacing look, and this is where Gasper gets scared a little bit. And this is when he says, they're supposed to be in your room. Why? Who are these other two girls? This is where, well, Issei says, that's none of your concern. Hey, Gasper, you see a guy down there, well, mostly next to my parents, all the way down the hallway? Please call him up here. I'm gonna have to need him to break someone's fucking teeth in. This is where, well, Gasper says, isn't that not nice? Gasper, listen to me or I'll fucking right now throw you out the window or something. This is where Gasper gets scared and says, yes. He got scared really fast, rushes downstairs, and of course gets to Taiju, and this is where he said, are you the man that Big Brother Issei is looking for? Taiju said, huh? Oh, he's looking for me? I guess I go upstairs. This is where, well, both of his parents tried to stop Taiju and saying, no, you're not getting anywhere near what's it called, Issei. This is where, well, Taiju says, he's not your freaking child anymore. You remember here, you tried to disown him once. You tried to threaten him at disowning him if he didn't go with you people about 1 year ago. Actually, not even 1 year ago. It's been 2 fucking years. You fucking assholes. This is where, well, mostly both of the Hyodo sprouts to shut the hell up. This is where, well, Taiju walks away, going upstairs, and this is where he hears something happening at a door. This is where, well, 2 headphones are upon the 2 girls, and of course, where, well, they didn't really want to hear any of that bullshit. Issei is still hearing music, and this is where Taiju says, so what are we gonna do? Bust into my room, beat the shit out of someone, whoever the fuck they are. Actually, I don't really care about beating the shit out of them for no reason. Actually, I do care about beating the shit for no reason. But yeah, if you can hear what the fuck that noise is, yeah. But don't you think maybe some of the fucking girls are just watching whatever? Well, then again, they probably are cheating as hell. I don't trust devils at all. Exactly. So want to go in there and beat the shit of who is? Or whatever. Maybe we should wait for, or mostly Taiju says, we will love to, well, I'd like to do that. This is where they both hear rumbling, like motorcycles, and this is where, well, Taiju grins and says, well, there goes, what's it called, stealthiness. It seems that all the bike gang members that I asked to come over here are already outside. So if anything goes south, we can always just tell them to go inside and beat the shit of whoever's trying to run away. Exactly. This is where, well, Taiju kind of tells both of the girls, mostly his sisters, to go down there and just tell them to wait and get ready to get whoever's trying to run away from this house, just around the house. This is where, well, both of them nod and just shake their head and whatever. And this is where, well, both Taiju and Issei didn't waste time busting through the door in an instant. This is where Issei says, oh, for fuck's sakes. This is a sight that I would never like to see, but then again, I knew you cheating whores would just love to cheat. This is where everyone wanted their eyes, all the females, even Irina's there, and this is where, well, Kiba, he's not there, he's in his room, but he heard of a huge crash, and when he jumps out of his, like, room, this is where, well, he sees Taiju, but of course, he doesn't know who exactly this is, and hears Issei's voice. Wow, I shouldn't have known you cheating horse. You're literally gonna cheat on me after the whole fucking messed up. Well, other than that, I'm not surprised. Actually, I'm surprised you actually went back to Riser, and all of you trying to cheat on me with Riser. Well, I don't care that much. Sup, you fucking fried chicken. Issei has this kind of like murderous grin on his face. This is where all of them are kind of, well, nuded, and of course, none of them are kind of wearing, or mostly Riser isn't wearing, how should I say, a plastic thing on his, dangling. But yeah, but he doesn't have that. And of course, where, well, he can see that some like white stuff are just seeping from the girls. And this is where, well, they try to explain towards Issei and what is happening here. And Rias gets up and says, Issei, where have you been? Damn it. And this is where she says, my pawn, or mostly, damn it, servant, where have you, this is where before she even gets to say anything, her face was literally smashed, well, by a punch by Issei, and didn't care. This is where, well, who was actually on the bed with what's it called, Riser right now, was none other than Akano, and Akano sees what's it called, Rias literally get punched. This is where, well, he says, oh, shut the fuck up, devil. I don't give a damn if that will count me as a damn stray. Actually, that should have counted me off like a damn stray a while ago. This is where Issei summons out something from a magic circle, like a box, and throws it upon Rias' head. This is where Rias gets hit, and something like falls down to, well, ground, and it was none other than evil pieces, but corrupt right now. This is where Issei says, those are my 8 pieces, so I'm no longer your servant, so move out the fucking way. Issei fucking kicked her in the face right now, pushing her away. Who had a damn care in the world? This is where Riser gets up, right now knowing that he probably fucked up. Well, he knew this shit was gonna be a fucked up mess back, but he wasn't expecting Issei to literally fucking just kick the shit out of Rias, just moving her out of the way like he didn't give a damn. He had no fucking mercy to his eyes. This is where, well, Taiju says, it seems you're gonna be the one fighting me. And I like how my brother called you a fried chicken, because you're literally about to be fried to death when I beat the shit out of you. This is where, well, most of the other girls get scared from Taiju's kind of menacing look. And this is where Riser says, you think I'm scared of a human? I shouldn't. You should be scared of me. I am a fiend. This is where he gets punched in the face so hard he smashes into the wall. Right now bleeding from his, mostly nose. This is where he said, what the hell? You're no normal human. Oh, of course not. Riser was actually using his magic to actually bring out back his clothes. But yeah, because, well, first of all, fighting nude is kind of weird. This is where, well, Riser sent fire straight towards what's called Taiju, and Taiju just runs through it, punching him again in the face. Right now, sending a shockwave right now, rippling through this room and breaking it. This is where, well, Issei is looking through his drawer, and of course he finds a kind of hidden thing that he has in his drawer. Kind of opens it, gets all the money that he needs, because he had lots of money that was saved up from the groping dragon scene or whatever. That whole kind of, like, show. But yeah, he puts it all in the magic circle, and this is where he gets some other stuff, but yeah. While Taiju's beating the fuck out of what's called Riser, Riser can't even fight back against Taiju. Taiju's just using his human strength. And this is where, well, his human strength is now at 75%, beating the shit out of Riser. Riser healing factor cannot fight back against Taiju. Taiju is a monster on its own. Without the dragon, sacred gear, he's on a monster by himself. But with the dragon sacred gear, he's on a complete different timing. Like, my man is right now hurting Riser so bad that Riser can't fight back. This is where, well, Riser is trying to get up, but this is where he's getting his ass kicked. Everyone else tried to use their magic, but of course they were still too weak from the whole plus 18 shit they did. Of course, this is where, well, Rias was trying to get up and tries to stop Issei by grabbing his leg, and this is where Issei says, let go of my leg, you damn devil. I'm no longer a servant, I'm no longer a pawn, I'm no longer a damn slave, so let go of my arm before I ripped it off. This is where, well, Rias says, stop this, Issei. You're supposed to obey. This is where she gets her, hand right now stabbed by a holy kind of sword, or mostly a knife. And this is where she screams out in pain. This is where, well, mostly Kiba was trying to rush past, mostly through the door. But this is where, well, someone actually appears. And of course, it was a guy with blondish hair. And of course, wearing a white coat that had black gloves and black boots. And this is where he had a holy sword and about to just stab at what's it called. Mostly what's it called, Kiba, which Kiba had to dodge. This is where Kiba right now summons out his own unholy demonic sword. This is where he sees what's it called, the person in front of him, and the person in front of him does kind of have, well, mostly his hair kind of shadowing one side of his face, but yeah, he also does have greenish face, not greenish face, greenish eyes, I think so. Or, well, not greenish eyes, they're kind of palish, I don't know, lavender I think they are, but of course, where, well, he looks at what's it called, mostly Kiba with this uncaring expression. While on the other side, we go into Rias, and the girl is right now standing above her, and of course having a knife just stab into her arm. She's screaming so much in pain. This girl has orange hair, and of course she does have headphones and has orange eyes. And this is where she's smiling and saying, so, don't you think that was a good thing for me to do? Stab that fucking whore and all the pain that she caused you? This is where, well, mostly Issei grins and just decides to kiss her. And this is where Issei says, of course. I love you so much anyway, mostly Yusaha, that I would never betray you. And you'll never betray me, right? This is where Yusaha says, of course I will never betray you. This is where Rias is looking at this right now with horrified eyes, and sees that Issei actually cares more about this girl than mostly than her, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei says, you should go back, Yusaha. You should go back downstairs. Until all the gangsters to kind of rush up here and start destroying shit. So who really cares? It's right now a ravage war. So let's start this ravage war, shouldn't we? This is where, well, mostly Yusaha says fine. This is where she makes a magic circle and disappear, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into mostly Kiba fighting against this guy, but this is where he didn't notice behind him, and a guy behind him had a dark kind of demonic sword, and of course he had black hair, and one side it was kind of long, and the other side is kind of cut. This is where he has black eyes, and having this grin, and he does have the same uniform as the other guy that Kiba's fighting against with the holy sword. And this is where, when Kiba turns around, he couldn't turn around fast enough. This is where he gets his back slapped. This is where he coughed up some blood. This is where the guy in front of him right now kicks him in the face. This is where he's smashing his face up, but this is where he then gets stabbed again behind. This is where the guy is laughing and saying, "You're quite pathetic. Aren't you supposed to be Kiba or something? What was her name? A holy kind of well, not holy hero, but someone that was there to fight against some flying fried chicken or something, or crow. But who really cares? You're dead anyway, so die." This is where, well, the blonde guy says, "Yeah, just die already." This is where mostly Kiba couldn't dodge, and this is where he gets slashed. But before even getting slashed, it was none other than Irina and Zenobia blocking the attacks. This is where, well, both of them just scoff and says, "I thought Taiju was dealing with you. Well, it's none other than the case that we're gonna have to kill you, horse, for even hurting the vice commander itself and his feelings. Even though we sometimes don't care about his feelings, no one really does care. But still, it's mostly what was it called, our leader, mostly Taiju Shiba cares about. So we will have to also care." This is where, well, mostly Zenobia and Irina are right now kind of startled from both of their looks. One has a sinister grin, and the other one has a kind of, like an uncaring look, and is emotionless most of the time. We go into Issei walking through, kind of just getting more stuff out of some drawers, some closets, and this is where, well, lightning was about to hit him and also a punch was about to hit him, but this is where, well, Issei turns around, and this is where he just sent a, spinning kick into, mostly Konoko's head right now, smashing it to the ground. This is where she is knocked out for the count. She is unable to move anymore. This is where, when Akano won her eyes, this is where Asuya was actually rushing towards Konoko's side, but this is where she gets her fucking head smashed in by Issei without a care in the world. Asuya is now knocked out. She's bleeding from her face. This is where, well, Akano says, "Why, Issei? Why would you do that to her?" This is where, well, Issei says, "Because you people are nothing but just scumbags, whores, and sluts that you dared try to cheat on me. Luckily for me, I never did actually admit any of my feelings to you because, well, I would have been heartbroken, really heartbroken, if this would have happened to someone who literally admitted their feelings towards any of you. Luckily for me, I don't give a damn about any of you. You showed your true colors during that time, during last week. So, of course, you show me your true colors, then I'll show you my true colors. I'll show you that I'm a true, ruthless, murderous bastard that doesn't care about anyone who dare betray me." This is where Issei appears right in front of Akano, and Akano couldn't dodge it. This is where she gets her face smashed in by Issei, because Issei doesn't give a damn. This is where, well, Issei right now pushes her to the wall and just slams her there, but yeah, she's knocked out for the count. This is where, well, he then sees the other members. Well, there was barely any other members. Right now, he sees Rias down on the ground. And this is where, well, she's kind of crying in pain. And this is where, well, Issei says, "Oh, don't worry, Rias." He right now takes out the holy knife. And right now kind of points at the kind of holy knife. Kind of looking it's going down onto her neck. And this is where he says, "I can always slit your throat if you want me. I can always end your damn suffering. Your damn slutty fucking suffering." This is where Rhea says, "Why, Issei?" This is where Issei says, "Why? Fucking ask yourself when you're dead already." This is where Issei was about to stab her, but just missed her neck entirely. Just, not entirely, just a couple inches off. This is where Issei says, "But I won't kill you now. I'll love to see what your brother would do to you if he ever found out what the fuck you did here." And you know what? I already did send him a message, and you're wondering how I got this? What kind of message already? And other things? It's because, well, why I already have his contacts and other things? Oh, it's because of this. This is where, well, he snapped his fingers, and this is where, well, a purple kind of magic circle appears right now, kind of making mostly four people invisible now. This is where, well, it's Azo, mostly, Azo, what's it called, Michael, and of course Sursex and Grace Sophie. They kind of see what's called Rios with such an angry, despiteful look, and they just kind of see the other girls. When what's it called, Irina saw Michael, Michael had this very saddening look into his eye, and this is where, well, Michael says, Irina, for your actions and your betrayment, you will now become a fallen. This is where Irina won her eyes, and right now she falls down to the ground and says, but, Michael, no. This is where, well, Zenobia heard this and says she won her eyes. This is where, well, Sursex says, all of you who are from the Gremory kind of barrage, you will all be sent towards the Gremory estate, and you will all stay there. You will no longer be able to interfere with the human world. This is where, well, Mosi also says, and that will also be my command. All of you from the Gremory estate will actually go towards, what's it called, even you, new fallen angel, Irina Mosi, he said her last name, you'll also go with the Gremory state. Understand that? This is where, well, all of them wind their eyes. Well, mostly Rios wind her eyes. This is where Taiju is still punching the shit out of what they call Riser. This is where, well, mostly Sursex says, Taiju Shiba, can you please let go of what's it called being the shit out of what's it called Riser? Riser said, my lord. This is where, well, he was all bleeding from the face, and this is where, well, mostly Taiju let go of beating the shit out of him. He did have his fist bloody, but of course, no, it's mostly Riser's blood, not his. This is where, well, Riser's kind of just smiling until he then sees a murderous look from all three leader factions, even from Gracie. This is where Sursex says, your punishment will be to be, what's it called? How shall I say? Your punishment will come later. But for right now, you are a free man for the little bit of small time you have in this life. Whatever your punishment may be, it may be the most terrifying thing for what you did here. Understood? So where, well, Riser says, okay, sir. Riser makes a magic circle just to teleport back to the Phoenix household, but yeah. This is where, well, Taiju says, it seems that we get to leave here already. This is where, well, Issei nods and says, yep. This is where, well, he then looks up to the three faction leaders, and this is where he nods and says, well, I should be going then. Thanks for actually watching this. Of course, I did always have a magic circle recording all this, but yeah. But luckily I managed to get all three of you to convince to be here. Well, other than that, I'll be living as a normal human in the Black Dragon Biker Gang. Somewhat. I'm no longer a part of the Hyodo family. Instead, I will be a part of the Shiba family, since I am kind of marrying into it. Well, other than that, I should be going then. Goodbye, Sursex, Azo, and Michael. If anything ever happens in the near future, you will know where to find me. I'll be in Tokyo. Well, other than that, bye. This is where, well, Issei and even, what's it called, Taiju already walked away down the hallway. This is where, well, Gasper was just there, kind of horrified. He didn't get teleported. When this is where, well, Issei kind of just walked past him. This is where, well, Gasper says, wait, big brother, don't call me that. I'm not your brother. This is where, well, Taiju says, of course, he's not your brother. He's my brother. So fuck off, brat. This is where, well, right now, Gasper is right now left there standing speechless. This is where, well, mostly what's it called, all the people already went through the house right now, attacking everything. Of course, not hurting the Hyodos just yet, but mostly when they see their kind of commanders just coming down from downstairs, they see what's it called, the commander mostly being the leader of the Black Dragon Biker Gang, and of course their kind of vice commander. This is where they look like they didn't even got into a scratch of a fight. This is where they all cheer, kind of thinking they got victory. And Issei, well, Issei kind of just cheered also, with an emotional look, but yeah, he did cheer a little bit. But of course, where, well, Taiju says, we won this. Now, we should just take whatever we can find here. Whatever there's left of this place. Well, other than that, hey Hyodos, fuck off from this country. Or just die if you ever cross me or my brother again. This is where, well, Issei looks at his family with an uncaring look. This is where, well, both of them try to plead with Issei, telling him to stop this at once. Just go back to being, this is where Issei says, go back to being that pervert. Go back to being that weakling. Go back to being that uncaring person. Yeah, go back to being just a punching bag for anyone. No. Now fuck off my life, you bastards. Just go travel the world and stay traveling. Because if you come back to Tokyo or even Kyoto, I won't hesitate in killing you. This is where, well, Issei walks past him, and of course he's walking through a door. Of course, this is where both of his arms are grabbed by, well, his new girlfriends. And of course, they're just where they're grinning and talking towards him. And this is where, well, Issei got on his bike, his motorcycle. And of course, both of them also did got on having safety helmets. But yeah, this is where Issei decides to ride off. But yeah, he then tells Taiju, see you, man. I'm gonna go back to Tokyo. This is where, well, Taiju says, wait for me. This is where he gets on his motorcycle and already leaves. This is where the others did take whatever random shit. One person took a microwave and started putting it on his bike, trying to strap that shit in. And this is where one person says, what the fuck are you doing with that what the fuck are, not motorcycle. What the fuck are you doing with the fucking microwave? The fuck is that? You stole a microwave? This is what the guy said, shut the hell up. I need a microwave. Motherfucker, my old one exploded. Thanks to one of you dumbasses deciding to put aluminum. Fuck off, man. It's not our fault your microwave wasn't tough enough to, well, be able to take some aluminum. This is where, well, they're arguing, but of course they manage to just, well, leave after a while, but yeah. Some of them going to Tokyo, some of them kind of just going home, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly two vice captains, being that, what's it called, yeah, the two vice captains are already leaving. They were kind of like left already, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Sir Zex, Azo, and even Michael are about to leave until they kind of just nodded, shaking their heads, saying it's mostly for the best for Issei. Because Issei did kind of help them a lot with Loki, what's it called, mostly a fallen angel named, what's it called, a rogue fallen angel named Coco Bean, and of course a lot of other things. So of course it's better for Issei to be free and of course what he loves to do and other things. So of course they really won't bother him in the near future anyway. But yeah, the only people that might bother him if they ever find out where exactly he went will be, well, maybe Sona's group if they will try to incarnate him. But of course, where, well, mostly Sir Sex will have a talk with, what's it called, Serapha. Of course, maybe Ralph might go bother him, or of course, maybe that of a certain White Dragon Emperor. But if that White Dragon Emperor decides to go bother him, there's a good chance that he might have to fight against Taiju, and Taiju's the Black Dragon Emperor. But yeah. Now, of course, Issei is no longer just a Red Dragon Emperor, but also the Purple Dragon Emperor. But yeah. But other than that, for right now, I'm going to leave it off here for part 1 of this What If. But yeah. So, yeah, Issei is going to have another Sacred Gear. Don't worry about that, but yeah, I will name what the Sacred Gear will be later, but yeah. It's purple, and I have an idea for what it's going to be called. It's just, I won't tell you right now. I will save that until later. But other than that, see you, bye, and yeah, bye. Maybe, what's it called, a battle between Taiju and Sir Orcus might come up in the near future. Maybe, who knows? Bye!